Yellowstone Supervolcano has been shaken today by a 3.5 magnitude earthquake, very shallow at 3 miles depth, which is basically the surface of the magma chamber. And we'll take a look at the frequency maps. Now we know that after the Turkey earthquakes, the seismologist did tell us that all of these tectonic plates have been moved, rattled, because the earthquakes in Turkey, which are still going on, over 150 aftershocks, are still going on. Let's take a look at the maps, and you can tell a lot by the frequency. 64 people reported USGS that they felt it. Okay, so this is it right here, 5 kilometers depth. It's about 3 miles down, and it's about basically from Yellowstone Lake. It's about 30 miles down. Let's take a look at the map. 64 people reported it. There's not many people living there because, as we know, it's a national park. Okay, so that's what's happening there. This is we'll take a look at the map. Okay, there it is. You can't really tell, but that's the lake right there. And this is the frequency of the shaking. This is Idaho, this is Wyoming, that's Montana. And this is the epicenter of the earthquake. Let's go to topographic. Right there, these are the fault lines that they have known. We know that basically all rivers are fault lines. That's the first thing that you learn in Geology 101. And let's go in a little bit. Can't see the shaking. Let's go to the aerial. Okay. So this is the whole thing. It basically took place in Yellowstone Supervolcano area. This is the lake, which is sitting right on top of the roof of the magma chamber. And the geologists have told us in the past from the Yellowstone Chronicles that they come out with every month, that even a stiff breeze over the surface of that lake is dangerous for the roof of the magma chamber, because supervolcanoes are huge areas, and their magma chambers are huge. So even a stiff breeze, let alone an earthquake like that, can compromise the roof of the magma chamber. So this is it right there. That's the Yellowstone Lake area. And let's pull it out a little bit. That's Yellowstone Lake. This is Hebgen Lake. Even Hebgen Lake has been moved. That whole area. Here is the area that's inflating, basically the northwestern part of Wyoming. And as you can see, it's basically, this is the distance here, that's 20 miles. 20 miles, about here, it's about 40 miles to the lake. But basically, this is the Yellowstone caldera area. Okay, so now we have an earthquake in Yellowstone, right there, which is one of the 21 some odd supervolcanoes. This is Salt Lake, and we've had another earthquake south of Salt Lake. I think it's today, I just saw it. This is it right there. Okay, what is that? 2.9. So these are only the earthquakes above 2.5. Let's go load all the past week of all the earthquakes that they have. Okay, you can see a lot of earthquakes there in the Yellowstone Supervolcano area. Okay, so basically this line here is the same fault line. Let's pull in here. You can see it right here. Okay, passing through Salt Lake area. Okay, this mountain range right here into Yellowstone. This is the area that has a mantle plume coming from Baja California, which goes into a Y shape. This part here under the San Andreas Fault and the Walker Lane Fault System, which is hundreds of faults put together, which has the high threat volcanoes of California Cascades. And the other part here to the east, the other part of the Y goes here. Okay, and that's the mantle plume going here. So this is what's happening in Yellowstone today. We've had activity this past week, and this is today's quake. And today's quake here south Salt Lake City, This is 8:01 a.m. and 3 a.m. So this happened, the Salt Lake City happened 5 hours later after the Yellowstone earthquake. So this is what it looks like. It's a pretty big area that has been shaken. Unfortunately, USGS stops the square here, but if you extrapolate it, I'm sure a lot more has been shaking from this. This here is the California Supervolcano, Long Valley Caldera. That's Mono Lake right there. That's Mono Lake. This is part of California and Nevada. This is the Long Valley Caldera Supervolcano right there, opposite of San Francisco Bay Area. So all of you there, please be very careful. And we'll look into what's happening on the West Coast as well later on. This one here, 3.2, this is basically off the Mendocino. Okay, 10 people reported it. This is the subduction zone here, right here, the Pacific Plate going under the North American Plate. And what is this one? 3 magnitude, New Mexico. Okay. And of course, all these islands here are volcanic islands. The Caribbean islands all here are volcanic islands. The Lesser Antilles and Antigua, by all these things. All of this. This is a big one, 4.1, Dominican Republic. Okay, so all of you there, please be very careful. We have had in the past week the 3.8 in the area of upstate New York near Buffalo, Syracuse. And we know this is an area that is basically splitting the St. Lawrence River and Mississippi River. And we have all of this here is a mantle plume with magma underneath, like a horseshoe shape. The eastern part goes under the New Madrid seismic zone, which is basically a rift valley, and the western part goes from Lake Superior. At one point, Lake Superior was closer to Wyoming, and this is the Great Plain has been stretching because of that. So all of you there, please be very careful, okay, because of the fact that we have to be wary about all of the tectonic plates sort of having been rattled from the Turkey quakes. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.